show that f and g are inverse functions by using definition of inverse functions. So first we will check if the domain of our f function is equal to the range of our g function, and range of our f function is equal to the domain of our g function. So we will calculate the domain of our f function. We have that our f function is given by formula 4 minus x squared, and we have that x is greater than or equals 0. So the domain is given here. This is interval from 0, close on 0, to infinity. And the range of our f function will be, this is quadratic function. So if you draw the graph of this function f, coefficient before x squared is negative, so the graph is parabola, up and down, and because we have 4 here, so this will be 0 for negative 2 and 2. And because we have here that the domain of this function is x greater than or equals 0, so here will be 0, we are consider only this part of our graph. And we see that the range of our function, what will be, this graph is going down. So from negative infinity, this graph going to negative infinity, to the vertex of our parabola is 0.04. Why? Because when we substitute x by 0, so it will be 4 minus 0 is 4. So this is like our y-axis. This is x-axis. We consider only this part of our graph because we have given that the domain of this function is value of x greater than or equals 0. So we are interested only this part of our function. We see that these values are going down to negative infinity, we see, and the graph start from this point. So the range of our f function is interval from negative infinity to 4. Close on the right side. This is the range of our f function. We know that the function has inverse function if is 1 to 1. So this part is not our function, only the right side of parabola, because x is greater than or equals 0. When we consider this function 4 minus x squared only for x greater than or equals 0, our function is 1 to 1. How we check this? We have to draw horizontal line. If the horizontal line pass our graph only in one point, we see we will have only one point always, then this function is 1 to 1. If we will not have this inequality that x is greater than or equals 0, we have to consider also the left side of our parabola. Then our function will not be 1 to 1 because the horizontal line test, when we draw horizontal line, we will have 2 points by which our horizontal line pass. When we have more than 1 point, then function is not 1 to 1. When function is not 1 to 1, we cannot find the inverse of function. But we have here that x is greater than or equal 0, that So everything is correct. We consider only the right side of our parabola. So when we have only right side of our parabola, function f is 1 to 1. So we have domain, we have range. Now we have to find the domain and the range of our g function. The domain is also given. X must be less than or equals 4. So this is interval from negative infinity to 4, close on the right side. And the range of our g function is all positive values, because we have here a square root. We cannot have negative values from square root. So this is interval from 0 to positive infinity. The smallest value we can get from square root will be when we substitute x by 4. 4 minus 4 is 0, so we will have square root of 0 is 0. This is our range of our g function, and we see that the domain of our f function is equal to the range of our g function, and the range of our f function is equal to the domain of our g function. So first step is correct. The second, we have to find if the composition of f and g function is equal to identity function. So f of g of x we have to first find. F we copy, g of x we substitute by this expression is square root of 4 minus x. So this is equal, and now we have to go to formula of our f function. First we have 4, we have to copy, minus, and now x we substitute by whatever we have here in parentheses. So we have square root of 4 minus x, we will write in parentheses, to second power. So this is equal, square root we reduce with exponent 2, so we have 4 minus, and in parentheses we will have 4 minus x. I wrote this in parentheses because we have negative sign before this whole expression. So this is equal 4 minus 4, negative and negative, so will be positive x. So this is equal 4 and 4 will reduce, so this is equal x. And now we have to check if g of f of x is also equal to identity function. So g we copy, f of x is 4 minus x squared, so this is equal, and now we have to go to formula of our g function, and now x we have to substitute by whatever we have here in parentheses. So we copy square root 4 minus, and now x is equal to 4, again negative sign, so we will write in parentheses 4 minus x squared. So this is equal, square root we copy, and we have under square root 4 minus 4, negative and negative, so will be positive x squared. So this is equal, 4 minus 4 we reduce, so we have square root of x squared. So square root will reduce with exponent 2, so this is equal x. We got identity function. So we can say that f and g are inverse functions.